ABC.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. One last time for long-standing conference foes, Baylor and Texas, to meet on the gridiron. McLean Stadium in Waco is center stage on a hot, sticky, late September Saturday night as the unranked Bears face SEC-bound Texas. The Longhorns ranked third for the first time in 14 years when it last won the Big 12, thanks to the solid play of quarterback Quinn Ewers and improved defense led by first-team All-Big 12 linebacker Jalen Ford. The Longhorns are one of the biggest early season stories, in part because of their win over Alabama 2 weeks ago. It's the first time in 11 years that Texas has won its first 3 games of the season. You have to go back to the 09 BCS title game to find them ranked this high in the polls, which was over 5,000 days ago. And hi, everybody. Dave Pash with Dusty Dvorak. We'll check in with Tom Luginbill down on the field in a minute. Well, Dusty, here we are again, a very familiar position, wondering if Texas has finally returned to the college football mountaintop. It's early, week 4, but the Longhorns do look good, and it seems like Quinn Ewers has taken a major step forward.
He has. His maturity, his understanding of this offense, and his overall focus and leadership of this team has been exemplary so far. And the play has matched. He's been brilliant. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. And how about understanding the coverage? Quarters coverage knows that he can work this safety down by staring down the underneath route. That's not where he wants to go. Oh, no, no, no. The explosiveness of this offense and his deep ball accuracy just throws an absolute dime to Xavier Worthy. You can't throw that ball any better than he did against Alabama. Go back to the Alabama game. How about this tight end? He's one of the best in college football. Jatavion Sanders, he understands exactly what the coverage is. Jatavion Sanders going to come open, a lot of green grass, put it out there, let my guy go to work. Sanders has improved so much with the ball in his hands after the catch. Tough for Alabama to keep track of. This offense is explosive, it's dynamic, and these guys are a big reason why. Xavier Worthy, the speed is crazy. Adonai Mitchell, a complete wide receiver, and Jonathan Brooks, he's waited his turn, and man, has he made the most of it. It's going to be a tall task for this Baylor offense to match scores, but Tom, Sawyer Robertson's going to give it his best.
Well, he's certainly going to give it his best, but it's been mixed results to this point. The former Mississippi State transfer and former ESPN 300 quarterback was a prolific high school football player, but he struggled through the first 3 weeks. In fact, in the first quarter combined, Baylor has only scored 1 touchdown. They've also lacked explosive plays. It is imperative for Baylor to keep pace with Texas tonight. They have to get off to a fast start and get some confidence for Sawyer Robertson so that they can complement the Baylor Bears running game.
Last win, Tom, over a top 3 team for Baylor was back in 2012. 4th year for Dave Aranda as the head coach at Baylor. Won the Big 12 2 years ago. Season 3 for Sark in Austin. Only 90 minutes separate these 2 schools, meeting for the 113th and perhaps final time tonight in Waco.
The Nissan pregame drive is next, after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Can you feel it? It's an energy, like a freight train, gradually gaining steam until it becomes a force. Momentum.
Oh, what a catch! They can play with the best teams in the country.
Touchdown, Texas! And the Longhorns have it.
Wow!
But the Bears know a bit about momentum, too. How it swells and swings, shifts and stalls.
Baylor back in business.
One game could be the difference between being back and going backward. Texas, Baylor.
It's the Big 12 opener for 3rd-ranked Texas and Baylor from Waco. McLean Stadium sold out, jam-packed for what has been a series dominated lately by Baylor. If you look at the last 10 years, overall in 112 previous meetings, Texas has been dominant. The 3rd most played opponent for the Longhorns, next to Texas A&M and Oklahoma. As we mentioned, you go back to 2010, the last 13 meetings, Texas just one more win than Baylor, and the Bears have won the last 2 games here in Waco. As we check in with Tom down on the field.
Well, Coach, through the first 3 weeks, you've been able to show that you can close out games, particularly in the fourth quarter. How important is it to get off to a fast start here in the first quarter on the road?
Well, you never know what you can predict fast. What I want to see us is execute really well early in the game, show good poise and composure with the crowd, and just start the game. If we execute well, we'll start fast.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Steve Sarkisian, 16-12 now in his 3rd season. Dave Aranda on the other side won the Big 12 championship, went to the Sugar Bowl 2 years ago. Last year, 6-7 record, and not off to a good start, although they had Utah on the ropes, but some late turnovers. End up losing that game week 2 by 7. They got their first win of the season last week against Long Island. It is hot. It is humid. It's 96 degrees. With humidity, it's 103, which is the 3rd hottest on record in McLean Stadium history. On the field, it says 110. I don't know if you saw Tom Luganbill's Twitter account, but he tweeted earlier that at one point, about an hour and a half ago, on the field, it was 148.
Is that hot?
It's hot.
You're down there, pal.
It feels like it.
Good luck. At least the sun's down. Texas won the toss, elected to defer. Baylor will get the ball, and we'll see Sawyer Robertson to start the game. But the Baylor coaches in our meeting with him hinted this week that if things don't go well for Robertson, he's been struggling a bit, that we could see R.J. Martinez, who's the 3rd-string quarterback. The normal starter, Blake Shapen, is out with an injury suffered week 1. Will Stone will kick it off for Texas. Dawson Pendergrass is deep, along with Richard Reese for the Bears. With the horns off to the SEC 2024. Very well could be the last time we see these teams play football against one another. And Reese going to let this go through the end zone for a touchback.